Hello, my name is Doug Fowler and I'm Policy Manager at APAS. And I want to take a couple of minutes of your time to talk to you about the first Saskatchewan Food Summit that's going to be held in Saskatoon at TCU Place on March 2nd and 3rd. Firstly, a bit of background on local food economies. They have been growing in importance in many jurisdictions in North America over the last couple of decades, American states, areas around large cities, other Canadian provinces. But we in Saskatchewan are a little late in the game in developing our local food economy. And that's primarily why this summit has been organized, is to begin to address those issues and move us forward on that local food front. There's a number of reasons given why developing a local food economy is important. Things like the economic activity that it creates, development of new businesses for production, for processing, and the jobs that it creates is certainly important and has been demonstrated in other jurisdictions. We feel in many cases that there may be a smaller carbon footprint created by a local food economy that brings producers and consumers closer together and produces less food miles. We certainly begin to address part of the issue around security of supply. For example, if we had a pandemic and our borders closed in Saskatchewan, I'm not sure we'd know where our food would come from, who the producers, processors, and retailers are. Local food economies will provide us more control over food safety. It brings consumers and producers closer together, and we know that consumers have a high level of trust in those who bring their products to farmers markets, for example. We expect local food economies to produce enhanced quality and freshness of the products that are available. Also provide us more control over sovereignty related to our food, and this is a concern for us certainly in terms of the imports that we're getting from other parts of the world in relation to safety, for example. And I think also there are opportunities through a local food economy to enhance the availability of food for all consumers. And so at the summit and the agenda we're bringing forward, we have kind of a flow and a set of goals. We want to establish at the outset the economic value of a local food economy. And having done that, begin discussion around barriers and challenges to developing a local food economy. And certainly before the summit is done, to identify solutions and the way forward on all of these issues. We know we will develop working relationships and contacts among all stakeholders, producers, processors, retailers, and so on, and we think that will be a very positive outcome from the summit. And we also are hopeful that we will contribute, at least in some small way, for moving forward to develop a provincial food economy. Now, the list of speakers is a very good one. We have speakers from many places, certainly from Saskatoon and local areas, from other parts of Saskatchewan, from Manitoba, British Columbia, Ontario, and in fact the United States as well. Many experienced and high-quality speakers on a range of topics. That includes land use and planning, distribution and infrastructure related to growing and putting local food on the plates of consumers in the province, a discussion group on and a panel on food safety and regulation, a topic access to markets. Another one is development of a food policy. And finally, we have a special session on the second day on First Nations agriculture. And so finally, why should you attend? We know that developing the local food economy is good for the economy of the province. It's good for the consumers and producers of food in this province. And we need to hear from interested parties at all levels. Bring your ideas, bring your suggestions, bring your comments, put them on the record and be part of moving us forward to developing the food policy and an enhanced local food economy in this province. We look forward to seeing you in Saskatoon.